So over the next 18 months, we have got some fantastic international football to look forward to. We've got the Euros out in the summer, of course, Copa America as well. And of course, next year, we've got the big one, is the World Cup. But before all that, we've got to get there first. Today, we're going to do my early door picks for the World Cup qualifying campaign for Europe. And today, it's all about Group D. Once again with another prediction show. Today we're taking a look at the World Cup qualifying campaign for Europe, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, I'm asking you, where the heck have you been, boys? Smash your subscribe button to get your banger to date with all things World Cup related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We're going to go here under one Ruski. That's right, folks. So over the next few days, we're going to be taking a look at each and every one of the groups that apply to Europe as we get closer to the tournament itself. Now, of course, I will be doing match day by match day predictions for the World Cup qualifying campaign as they come along, but these are my early door indications as to who I think will go through to next year. I said next year's 2022 World Cup out in Qatar. Now we'll talk all about that in a minute. Of course, I want a big shout out to the Patreons. That's right, the VIP band of brothers supporting the channel behind the scenes. If you are interested in becoming the latest member of that band, check out that link down below. There's in the description, patreon.com/Roverseas. Now before all that, let's get into talk about the next round of matches, of course, and of course we're going to kick it off right here, right now. Into Group D we go, of course, and So into Group D we go, but before we jump in the deep end and take a look at these matches, let's have a closer look at these countries that take up Group D. Of course, kicking off will be probably one of the favourites to win the piston thing. It is, of course, La France. That's right. Currently ranked second in the world. They are the World Cup champions. They'll be trying to defend their honour out in Qatar. They were once ranked highest as number one in the world, of course, a couple of years ago after successfully winning the piston thing out in Russia. So they'll be up there. We're your favourites. Joining them will be Ukraine. That's right. Currently ranked 24th in the world. They were once highest as 11th. They're managed by, of course, the ledge that is Andrei Shevchenko, because one of the most clinical strikers in the world now is command of the Ukrainian national team. They'll fancy the chances at least for second. Finland, of course, in the Euros, but will they do anything in the Euros? We'll see as that pans out in the summer. But of course, they're currently ranked 55 in the world. They were once ranked 33. That was back in 2007. That was their highest, managed by, of course, Marku Kaniveva. Give themselves a chance to at least compete for second place. Bosnia in this one. This is a difficult group. You got three teams battling for number 2. France should be out in front comfortably on this one. But anyway, Bosnia currently ranked 56th. They were once ranked 13th. They are managed by Ivalio Petev. Give themselves a chance. Kazakhstan are in here. Scotland's bitter opposition, of course, ranked 122nd in the world. They were once ranked 83rd. Tagat Pastamunimov is their current manager on this one. This one is difficult. I'm just looking at it right now. It could go a lot of ways. Well, the only thing I'm pretty much sure on this one, I think France are going to come out top, but who will come out second? It's important second, and I think Kazakhstan will probably be bottom, but it is a very, very difficult three-way, cheeky, as to who come out on top on second. So we can kick it all off on match number 1 on the 24th of March. It will be Finland taking on Bosnia over in Finland, of course, and I do anticipate a tough encounter in match day number 1. All eyes on it, of course. And I don't anticipate much to be... of course, you don't really want to lose your first game, so they'll be very, very cautious. I do anticipate Finland holding firm for at least getting themselves something out of the game. It probably might be... I'm going with a 0-0 draw, but it could go 1-0 either way, as, of course, one mistake lets in the opposition to take 3 points. France will take on Ukraine in La France, and again, they'll open up with a win, as I expect them to do for the majority of the time. I'm not going to milk it. I'm not going to drag it out, unless there's something to drag out. So France will comfortably open up their first match of the Group D qualifying campaign with a W. And of course, a couple of days later, they'll take on Kazakhstan in Kazakhstan. Of course, can be a proven difficult venue to go if you're not used to it. But I think France will have too much in the tank. Whether it is youngsters, whether it is experienced fellas, they'll get the W convincingly. Back-to-back clean sheets and back-to-back wins. And of course, 6 points on the board. Next, of course, Ukraine take on Finland. Of course, Finland open up with a draw. Ukraine opening up with the defeat. What I've gone with on this one, I've gone with a 2-1 win for Ukraine. Same match day as the Kazakhstan-France game. Match number 2. 3 points in the bag for Ukraine at home. They're going to be tough. They're going to be tough to beat at home. I do anticipate them at least winning or at least not losing the vast majority of the games. I don't even think they'll lose any at home. Kicking off further though into match number 3 on the 31st of March, and it'll be 3 matches in a row for France, taking on Bosnia and Herzegovina in Bosnia, and of course they'll get the win as well. 3 wins on the spin, but this one proved a little bit more difficult to beat, as of course Bosnia and Herzegovina on the score sheet, breaking the deadlock for the first time for France. Meanwhile, Ukraine will take on Kazakhstan. Not long to travel for these guys, these near neighbours, of course, and again, you don't. Back-to-back wins here, of course, for Ukraine after beating Finland their match prior. Into the month of September, we got a bit of a break there, for about 6 months, something like that. Of course, Kazakhstan will host Ukraine in the reverse fixture of that, kind of move in the chain sort of thing. Chance for Kazakhstan, of course, bringing their nearest and dearest next to them, but they won't get the win. It'll be another win for Ukraine, which will make it 3 wins on the spin. The only blip in the resume was, of course, that defeat to La France. And speaking of France, they'll take on Bosnia and Herzegovina for the reverse fixture as well, after beating Bosnia and Herzegovina in March over in Bosnia. This time it's over in La France, and once again France will come out on top with a comfortable 3-0 win over France. Meanwhile, a couple of days later, Finland taking on Kazakhstan over in Finland. It looks like Finland haven't played in forever. Of course, the last match was, of course, the defeat to Ukraine. This time around, though, they'll be taking on, of course, Kazakhstan in Finland, and they'll get their first 3 points on the board. Kicking on further, Ukraine taking on La France over in Ukraine. And of course, this one's probably the difficultest match, or the most complicated match for France in the grand scheme of things. But I think they'll sidestep this with at least a point, and of course Ukraine will keep up their unbeaten run at home, kind of nicking a piece off of the La France this time, the Ukraine. That's over in of course the 4th of September. Kicking off forward to the 7th of September with Bosnia and Herzegovina taking on Kazakhstan. Of course, must win game I think for Bosnia and Herzegovina if they're going to have any shot of that top 2 spot. They'll get the win though. Kazakhstan of course look like the chief whipping boys out in Group D. 2-1 win for Bosnia and Herzegovina on the 7th of September to give themselves some belief that maybe, just maybe, they can get something. They'll need a bit of luck going their way. France will take on Finland on the same match day on the 7th of September, and it'll be a 2-1 win. No, it'll be a 3-1 win for France to make it unprecedented at home, and just a 1 blip, which was the draw against Ukraine the last match day. Kicking on further into the month of October, it'll be Kazakhstan taking on Bosnia and Herzegovina in the reverse fixture. Bosnia came out on top. They'll get on top on this one with another 1-0 win, another 3 points in the bag, and maybe, just maybe, the likes of Ukraine will have a bit of something to worry about. Kicking on further, the Finns will take on the Ukraine, and again, I think Bosnia will need the likes of Ukraine to drop points here. They'll do just that. They'll drop a couple of points to give Bosnia some belief that they can just squeak in there and nick that second spot. Kicking on further into, of course, the middle of the month of October, Kazakhstan will take on Finland, and Finland will get the win as well. So that makes a nice little run of games there for Finland, picking up just 1 defeat at past 4. Beating the likes of Kazakhstan twice, picking up a draw against Ukraine, but losing to France. Meanwhile, it's the same match day, of course, a little bit later on in the day. Ukraine will host Bosnia. Must-win game for Bosnia on this one, but unfortunately they will lose it. Ukraine have got some quality in abundance, especially in the attacking third. I think they'll get the 2-1 win. Ukraine will probably have edged closer to that second spot. Bosnia and Herzegovina take on Finland, and again, Bosnia will get the W on this one to upset the apple cart and put Finland on their arse, and possibly looking at the runners-up, or the runners-up from bottom spot for Finland. Looks like Bosnia have got a little bit more in the tank than Finland. Same match day, France will take on Kazakhstan over in La France, and it'll be probably, they've already qualified by now, so they'll probably play a weakened side. Going with a 3-0 win for France, it ain't going to be too difficult for them. So another comfortable win for France to make it pretty much a faultless qualifying campaign. Just the 1 blip in Ukraine. Meanwhile, in the final match day, will be Bosnia and Herzegovina taking on Ukraine in Bosnia. Must win for Bosnia. They'll get the W. It's going to be interesting. It is very, very tight, but I think Ukraine might have just nicked it. Of course, the Finns will take on La France, and it'll be a 2-1 win for La France, and that will be on the 16th of November in the end. Well, for the first time in these early picks, I'm a little bit confused as to who is actually coming in second. For the bottom, it will be, of course, Kazakhstan. Of course, no points on the board. 8 successive defeats, just scoring 3 goals along the way. Into fourth will be the Finns. That's right. 8 points on the board. 2 wins, 2 draws, 4 defeats. But who got into third, which will ultimately showcase who will be into second? I've gone with Bosnia and Herzegovina with, of course, 13 points on the board, 4 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw, just by 1 point. That's right. Ukraine nick it. 4 wins, 2 draws, and 2 defeats. They'll go through to the second round, whatever that means. I don't even know. But of course, France will come out on top with, of course, a pretty much fantastic record with 22 points on the board, 7 wins, 1 draw. Of course, that's what I think. Of course, be sure to get your own picks in down below. Let me know your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, and of course, we'll do it all again very, very soon. Of course, the bookies have, of course, Kazakhstan 250 to 1. They have Finland at 25 to 1 to win this group. 20 to 1 is Malaysia, Bosnia. Ukraine are 6-1, and France nailed on 10-1. It's pretty much as I've got it here. So I'm with the bookies. Are you with the bookies? Well, let me know in the comment section if you see anything differently out in Group D. Tomorrow we'll take a look again at Group E. Until then, that's pretty much all I've got for you today, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the old thumbs up. But if you're new, smash your subscribe button. Get your bang out today with all things Blackburn Rovers related, World Cup related, World Football related. We're going to go here under one roof. And once again, I want to reiterate that I will be covering each and every one of the World Cup qualifying campaign matches for Europe as we get closer to them. So make sure you track back for that. So make sure you smash the subscribe, smash the little bell as well, so you don't miss a beat. And of course, we'll be covering the World Cup when it comes back around, of course, next season. Hopefully you enjoy this one. Please check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook. And again, if you want to support the channel in another way, you could become the latest member of the band in the old patreon.com/Rosie's. That's the link down there. Check it all out. But until then, hopefully your team and your country makes it through to the World Cup. But if not, support the next best thing. Anyway, until then though, I'll see you all next time. Smash the thumbs up, smash subscribe. Till then, I'm out.